What if Africa's prosperity was never meant to be hidden in her gold or her diamonds, her oil or her fertile lands, but in the purpose of her children? Yet Africans are poor, 45% are poor, 468 million of sub-Saharan Africa lives in extreme poverty. Closer to my home, I mean, even graduates, the future of our continent, graduates are unemployed. Most of them are not finding work. Why is it so hard to eradicate poverty in Africa? And I realized that, you know what, as I was doing my research, I realized that poverty is multidimensional. I mean, everywhere, wherever it is, poverty is multidimensional. But in Africa in particular, it is historical, it is cultural, it is psychological, it is political, it is environmental, and it is spiritual. And that means eradicating it requires us to look at it from many different angles. Welcome to Unleash Purpose and Prosperity in Africa Conversations, where we explore how you and I can help shift Africa from poverty to purpose-driven prosperity, one person, one family, and one community at a time. My name is Nomvuyo Bengani. I call myself the Oil Lady. My purpose is to help people discover, master, multiply, and sell their oil. Most people ask me, what is the oil? And I say, the oil is the inner greatness inside each and every individual. I'm a business coach, a mentor, an entrepreneur, a trainer, and an author. What if Africa's prosperity was never meant to be hidden in her gold or her diamonds, her oil or her fertile lands, but in the purpose of her children? Welcome to UPPA Conversations. Unleash purpose and prosperity in Africa. This space exists because we believe that if we can just use our God-given gifts skillfully and with passion and purpose, that prosperity is inevitable. So in this space, you'll be able to awaken, ignite, and activate your purpose. You'll be able to align your purpose with your prosperity. You'll get practical strategies and tools to build prosperity, to overcome obstacles, so that you can be able to impact not just yourself, but your family, your community, your nation, as well as the continent. Every conversation is designed to leave you inspired, equipped, and challenged to live bigger, more meaningfully, more joyfully, and more impactfully. So let me share with you what this channel means to me. When I was writing my book, Unleash Prosperity in Africa, knowing that poverty is the number one sustainable development, eradicating poverty is the number one sustainable development goal, meaning that in the whole world, it was identified as the most challenging thing in the world. And when I looked at that and I looked at Africa, And Africa has the highest amount of poverty in the world. I mean, you and I know that Africa is rich in resources. It is rich in so many minerals, in oil, in gas, in so many commodities, in so many products. Yet Africans are poor. 45% are poor. 468 million of sub-Saharan Africa lives in extreme poverty. Closer to my home, I mean, even graduates, the future of our continent, graduates are unemployed. Most of them are not finding work. And I looked at that and I said to myself, why is it so hard to eradicate poverty in Africa? And I realized that, you know what, as I was doing my research, I realized that poverty is multidimensional. I mean, everywhere, wherever it is, poverty is multidimensional. But in Africa in particular, it is historical, it is cultural, it is psychological, it is political, it is environmental, and it is spiritual. And that means eradicating it requires us to look at it from many different angles. So here's the truth. The solution to Africa's poverty will not only come from governments and big institutions. The solution is in purpose-driven people in every sector of society, in families, in arts and culture, in media, in churches, in business, in education, in health, in justice, and in community organizations. It is in people who awaken their God-given gifts, turn them into purpose, and use them passionately with skill to solve real problems in their communities. You see, each one of us has been given a gift, some to teach, some to heal, some to build businesses, some to invent amazing products, some to create seamless systems, some to plant and farm using technology, some to govern, some to sing, act, preach, pray, praise, tell stories, endless number of gifts that African have. And it is said that your gift is your oil, your gift is your superpower. But not only that, your gift is a solution to Africa's problems. And when you turn it into your life purpose and passionately and skillfully use it to serve others, it will create prosperity for yourself. So that's why UPPA Conversations exist. We are here to awaken your gifts. We are here to spark purpose, to equip you to prosper, not just for yourself, but so you can impact your family, your community, your nation, and ultimately this continent. In these conversations, you will hear real stories of transformation. You will learn, you will discover biblical principles of prosperity. You will learn frameworks that can take us from poverty into prosperity. And one of them is Afritenergy. Afritenergy. Some say it's a philosophy, some say it's an ideology. But basically, it's a concept that I have created. From the words Africa, maternal, and energy. So we know that Africa is the cradle of humankind. That's where life begins. We also know the maternal energy It is an energy that is about guiding and mentoring, but it's also an energy that is sort of instinctive. But the most significant thing about maternal energy is sacrificial love. We sacrifice our pleasure now for the future of our children. What if we lived after energy? What we lived, that inherent thing within us that says, I deserve to prosper. That says, I am born in a continent of prosperity. What if we adopted that, you and I, and we knew that even as we adopted, what if we lived it in our homes? What if we lived it in our schools? What if we lived it in our hospitals? What if we lived it in media? What if we lived it in government? What if we lived it and we know that we are meant to be interdependent, but we are also meant to prosper together. So that Ubuntu is not just being nice. It must be about prosperity. So Afritanergy is that energy that says, that transforms poverty into prosperity. Can you catch it? Can you catch it? Can you catch it? Anizwa. Can you catch it? Can you catch it? Thank you. UPPA Conversations is fueled by Afritanergy. UPPA Conversations is for you if you refuse to settle for survival. It is for you if you want to make a difference. It is for you if you want to prosper where God has called you. So what can you expect? We have monthly UPPA Conversations on Zoom, which are engaging and interactive, where you can ask your own questions and find your own answers. From those conversations, we create clips which we share on social media and on YouTube. We invite powerful guests, in different sectors of society. Powerful guests to share not only their stories, but the lessons that have taken them from poverty into prosperity. We share practical strategies that you can apply immediately in your own journey. And you will leave not just motivated, but inspired to act. It is about action. Because prosperity is not a dream, it is a calling. It is a calling so that you can be a conduit of prosperity for your family, your community, and your continent. God blesses us so we can be a blessing to others. Africa is not poor. Africa is rich in potential. Africa is rich in Afritanergy. So here's my invitation. Don't just listen, step in, subscribe to this channel, join us on Zoom each month, and share our conversations with others. And if you are ready to go deeper, get my book, Unleash Prosperity in Africa, and let's work together to awaken your oil. Or join my coaching classes. Book a coaching course, book a free 30-minute consultation, because Africa is waiting for you, for your gift, for your purpose, and for your prosperity. Come, together, let's prosper where God has called us, and let us make a difference in Africa. If you are ready to release the greatness God has placed within you, and you are willing to live your purpose and help Africans prosper intentionally and impactfully, then you are at the right place. Catch Afritenergy, the transformative, purpose-driven energy of Africa that empowers you and I to prosper where God has called us.